From a courtroom silence shattered by an order to duct tape a defendant's mouth.
I'm the judge in the matter. Shut your mouth, and I'll tell you when you can talk.
To a bizarre defense involving a chicken Caesar salad theft.
Oh, he somebody over a chicken Caesar salad that he was selling.
And the emotional exoneration after 18 years of wrongful imprisonment.
We, the jury, find the defendant Daniel Villegas not guilty of...
Join us as we discover some of the most unbelievable courtroom dramas and uncover the shocking details behind these cases, beginning with Franklin Williams. This is Franklin Williams. He is convicted of aggravated robbery, abduction, theft, and armed offenses. The hearing begins with him complaining that he just met his new attorney.
Yeah, I just met this attorney the other day.
That's fine. So
here,
okay.
I came and took my cell phones yesterday, and they came and took all my property out my cell today.
Judge Russo knew where this was headed as he began speaking, which made Judge Russo cut straight to point and warn him about talking.
Mr. Williams, I'm the judge in the matter. Shut your mouth, and I'll tell you when you can talk. You got it? It's the same rules we played by while we were here in trial, every time we were here for a pretrial. So just follow the same rules. Fair enough?
It worked. He was quiet for a while until Judge Russo asked his attorney to speak, which made him talk again. The judge warned him again that he only wanted to hear from his attorney.
So at this point, I'm going to hear from your lawyers, and that means zip it.
But you're not letting me tell
That
you
means
what's going on.
zip it right now.
You trying to...
Does that make sense?
No, it doesn't.
No. Does the comment quit talking? Do you understand that?
Because you're trying to take my life, Judge,
No.
and you're not letting me tell you what's going on.
Take
It's
your
not
life
fair.
for what? What do you mean your
It's
life?
not fair. You're trying to take my life.
What does that mean?
Watch the expression on the face of Franklin's attorney. We can clearly see that his attorney is frustrated over Franklin's behavior. Despite the judge continually silencing Franklin, it didn't work, which led to the judge threatening Franklin.
And on the document,
Again, I'm going to interrupt. Mr. Williams, listen to me. If we have to, I will gag you in 1 second. So listen to me. You will get a chance to talk. I'm going to gag you in 1 second. So just listen to me. Zip it until I give you a chance to talk. You'll get a chance to talk. I am going to give you a chance to...
Even though the judge keeps shushing him, he continues to try to tell his story because he doesn't believe his attorney can, as he only met him recently.
Here it is again. So you said to me you understand this comment. Zip it. Right now.
Why don't you let it play about me getting shackled on the bus for a whole week? Let that play.
Mr. Williams will...
Mr. Williams, be very simple to gag you. You'll get a chance to speak. So tell me.
Black women just walked in here.
Okay,
So I have not even been around.
Let's
none
go
of my
back.
peers.
I'm zipping. Anything you want to add to your insanity?
Despite Williams's continuous verbal protests, he remains completely composed in his seat. However, much of his protesting appears as incoherent rambling. After almost 30 minutes of interruptions and over a dozen warnings to Williams to remain silent, the judge has finally reached his limit, and you won't believe what happens next.
And the jury came back with a verdict.
That's a violation of the HIPAA law, Judge.
Here we go. I'm going to tape it, and then I'll unzip it when I want you to talk, because the young lady over here can't take down everything. You know how this works. We've been in the courtroom at least 50 times as we prepared for trial. I'll give him a chance to speak it since.
Take me out.
No, I'd like you to speak. Mr. Williams.
Franklin Williams is asked to remain still as he is surrounded by 6 officers who will put tape on his mouth. Even though the officer continues to tell him to be quiet and let them put tape on his mouth, he keeps going.
I want to make it real clear. If you spit on, attempt to bite, or injure any of my deputies, you're going to have a bad day.
None of that.
Oh, you
Put
clear.
the tape on me, man. We done with this shit. That's what it is.
We'll go back on the record. Mr. Williams will have a chance to speak.
And I'll be monitoring everything I say.
Go ahead.
How can I speak?
Many believed that what the judge did was controversial, and it led to the judge apologizing for giving him duct tape. When Franklin was asked to leave the room and come back, he returned without tape, after which he had this to say.
Freedom of speech, no duct tape. Freedom of speech, no duct tape. with the hashtag.
Franklin was later sentenced to 33 years in prison. But the next case will shock you as we shift to the triumphant scene where Daniel Villegas, after 18 years of wrongful imprisonment, is declared not guilty.
We, the jury, find the defendant Daniel Villegas not guilty of...
This is Daniel Villegas. In October 2018, an El Paso jury found him not guilty of charges, and he was finally truly free for the first time since he was a teenager. Convicted of taking a life and sentenced to life on March 24, 1995, they were exonerated on October 5, 2018. At the tender age of 16 back in 1993, he was accused of a crime, the disappearance of Armando Lazo and Bobby England. Detained and interrogated, Villegas' confession, later claimed to have been coerced by relentless detectives, marked the beginning of an 18-year nightmare behind bars. Daniel spent 18 years in prison, facing a hung jury in his first trial and a conviction in his second due to limited defense. His third trial finally acquitted him, granting true freedom after decades. With his future hanging in the balance and now a father of 3, the stakes could not be higher. The courtroom holds its breath as the verdict is about to be revealed.
Verdict Form B. We, the jury, find the defendant Daniel Villegas not guilty of... Ladies and gentlemen, is this your verdict? And is it a unanimous?
The moment of truth. Not guilty. The courtroom erupts in applause and cries of joy. Daniel collapses, overwhelmed by the flood of relief and vindication as his defense team and family rush to his side. Judge Medrano's next words are a sweet symphony to Daniel's ears.
You are no longer under any instructions. You are free to discuss this case with whomever you choose.
Finally, Franklin was released from prison, even though he's been innocent for the last 25 years. But the next case seems almost too strange to be true. Focused on a man, a grocery store, and a chicken Caesar salad.
Oh, he somebody over a chicken Caesar salad that he was selling.
This is Matthew Miller, that is accused of 2 public employees in Florida who stopped him from shoplifting a chicken Caesar salad. Facing charges of armed robbery, aggravated battery, retail theft, and illegal possession. The incident was far from humorous, despite Miller's dismissive attitude towards the charges.
Mr. Miller, you were arrested for 2 counts of armed robbery with a firearm or deadly 2 counts of aggravated battery, 1 count of retail theft, 1 count possession of paraphernalia.
Imagine turning into an headline. Man allegedly stabbed 2 grocery workers over $7.99 chicken Caesar salad. He found himself at the center of a confrontation after attempting to leave the store with a chicken Caesar salad without paying.
So do whatever you need to do and let me go back to my cell. This is just nonsense. It wasn't even a real person. It wasn't even a real person.
Excuse me? I couldn't hear you. Why don't you put the volume on so I can hear him? What did he say? It wasn't a real person?
Right.
What started as an act of shoplifting quickly escalated beyond anyone's expectations. When confronted by store employees, the situation took a dark turn. Miller, in an inexplicable response to being caught, resorted to violence, stabbing 1 employee in the chest and another in the knee.
Involved in a salad.
You're not supposed to steal. And you're not supposed to stab people over salad or anything else.
Authorities arrived swiftly and he was arrested at the scene. Meanwhile, the victims were rushed to the hospital in stable condition, fortunate to survive the encounter. The case took a turn when he claimed, without any basis, that his family connections to the CIA would protect him. However, the law thought differently.
For the record, I'm making a preliminary finding of proof evident presumption grade to hold you no bond. Good day.
I don't care what you say, lady. My family is CIA. That means we got authority over you and your nonsense.
Ultimately, justice prevailed. Miller was found guilty and sent to a mental health facility for treatment. But you won't believe how cruel the next case is. as the defendant is confronted by the family of the deceased woman.
You have 42 days to appeal. You are remanded to the custody of the Department of Corrections for service of this sentence. Thank you.
Your Honor.
I love you, Mom!
This is Jalheel Hoskins, a man trialed for taking girlfriend's life, Latrice Mays. Hoskins was held responsible for his actions that resulted in Latrice's death and greatly impacted her children's lives. Before this sad event, Hoskins had attacked the father of Latrice's 2 kids, causing the children to be removed from her care. In a desperate attempt to regain custody, Latrice planned to speak out about the assault to the authorities. It was this decision that triggered Hoskins to commit an unfathomable act of violence, ending Latrice's life and discarding her in a trash container.
What do you say? What do you tell you?
That he just told me that he put her in a garbage can.
In the what?
Garbage can.
According to a witness, Hoskins took the young mother's life because she wanted to tell police about Hoskins' assault against her children's father.
I guess he and then he wrapped her body up.
You say we wrap her body in.
A sheet.
And you say where you got the sheet.
Off the bed.
And you say which bed?
The bed in the back bedroom.
You know whose bedroom that is?
It was I guess her daughter's room. Yes, or something.
Did you say you
Yes.
If he said, I did her, I need some help, I can't carry her by myself.
As witnesses came forward, each added a piece to the puzzle. The turning point came when it was time for the victim's mother to testify, and Hoskins, overwhelmed by the weight of his actions, broke down.
You tell me how I explain what happened to their mom.
First of all, I want you to stand there and look at me and quit standing there looking at the ceiling like a little coward. I want to face you and I'm going to tell you exactly how I feel.
In a moment of concession, he admitted guilt, acknowledging his responsibility for Latrice's death. The judge then sentenced Jalheel Hoskins to a minimum of 50 years to a maximum of 100 years in prison.
You have 42 days to appeal. You are remanded to the custody of the Department of Corrections for service of this sentence. Thank you.
Your Honor.
I love you, Mom!
As Hoskins was escorted out, the courtroom was filled with the mixed emotions of family members. The ire was thick not only with grief but also with animosity, as insults were exchanged between the families of the victim and the defendant, culminating in a dramatic outburst. Jalheel got what he deserved, but the same can be said for the next case, which is even more cruel, involving Mikal Thomas. This is Mikal Thomas facing sentence for making Sharon Staples and her unborn child disappear because she didn't want to give up her purse. Thomas traveled in a stolen minivan, targeted Staples, and jumped out and threatened her. When she wouldn't give up her purse, Thomas fired at her, then fled, but came back later to take the purse, while Staples' 13-year-old son was seeking help from residents in the area, as her oldest son witnessed everything. The judge sentenced Mikal to 35 years in prison for fatally firing at the pregnant mother in front of her oldest son, just to steal a purse. In a tense atmosphere, the courtroom was tightly secured, with 9 deputies monitoring a crowd split by sadness and support. As Thomas got ready to leave, the mood was filled with suspense, making everyone there feel uneasy. Watch as Thomas makes a sudden move.
Don't do that to me! Don't do that to me!
chaos erupts, the courtroom's order shattered in seconds. Deputies quickly intervene. The situation escalates with loud protests, a person from the audience begging, "Don't do that to him." Even when Thomas is restrained and led away, he shows renewed determination, resisting the deputies in a vain attempt to break free.
Mr. Baby, you'll be okay. You are right. You are right. Stop it. I got you.
Have a seat. Have a seat. Have a seat.
Okay, you okay? Stop it, baby. Don't let me like that. Miguel, you okay? Master, you okay? Master, you okay? Miguel, you okay? You okay, baby? Mama got you. You okay? Master, you okay?
Despite the chaos, Thomas's mother's voice stands out. After the commotion, the courtroom gradually settles back into an uneasy calm, with the day's disturbances still hanging in the atmosphere.
No good is going to be done by this courtroom being disrupted.
That concludes our coverage of the cases. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the subscribe button.